This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last session, we were discussing about Customer Master, and we finished discussing about Customer Master. Today, we'll discuss about a new concept, which is Material Master. So Customer Master, as we already know that, it's all about the customer details, and Material Master is all about the material details. The major scope of this particular Material Master is of MM, is of MM, but a majority of modules, all the modules has some role in maintenance of this particular material master. But the lead and the major scope would be of MM. So material master, yeah. So material master is all about maintaining the material master data, and you could see here it's an integration between SD, MM, PP, FI, CO, QM, WM. This many modules has interest in this. SD also has some views to be maintained. So we are not discussing only about the SD here. We're also discussing about SD, FI, MM, and PP integrations. Okay, all the possible integrations between these four modules. And the character length of a material is up to 18 characters. And how do we create a material master? The transaction code MM01, create, change, and display. So in the customer master, we say there are three datas, right? General data, company code data, and sales area data. But when it comes to the material master, we call it as views. And every module has its own views. You could see here, MM, basic data 1, basic data 2 belongs to MM. Sales arc 1, sales arc 2, sales general plant, and sales text. This is SD. For SD consultants, if you know this much, that's fine. But there are a couple of integration points, dependencies. So we should also know that. Likewise, again for MM, again for PP, MRP1, MRP2, MRP3, MRP4. The text is mixing here. It's missing here. So MRP1, MRP2, MRP3, MRP4. Then plant data storage 1, plant data storage 2. That is for MM. Then next it is accounting 1, accounting 2. That is for FI. Costing 1 and costing 2. That is for CO module. So the text is missing here. You could check in the system later. Just like material master, the customer master, this is also a master data, and master data specialist would be maintaining this in the system. So how do they do it? That is with a transaction code called as MM01 to create a material. So if you want to create a material, the first thing you need to mention the material name, what material you want to create, what's the name of the material. So this is an alphanumerical. As I told you, at the customer level, we have only one option, that is either alphabetical, either numerical, or but we don't have alphanumerical option. But here we have alphanumerical option. So let's say if I want to create some material like aspirin 100, okay. So this is material name. Then which industry this belongs to? This material belongs to which industry? We have to maintain it. Then material type. This is very important. What controls customer master? Anyone? What controls customer master?
Account groups.
Account groups, right? The similar way, what controls material master? That is material type. Material type will control what material this is, whether it is a finished goods. That means you manufacture and sell it to the customer. That's called as finished goods. Or we also call it as make to stock. But today in S4HANA, we call it as sell from stock. Okay, the scenario name is sell from stock. So make to stock means you manufacture and sell the goods. Make to order means you will manufacture only when customer place an order with their requirement, and then only you sell it to the customer, to only to that customer. Okay. Trading goods. You don't manufacture it, but you still sell it to the customer for commission or profit margin. Okay. Trading goods. Raw material, service material. You buy a laptop and you also get 1 year AMC with that, right? So service material. Likewise, we have packing material. Packing. What is packing material? Why would packing also be call it as a material, and we need to maintain a material inventory for that. Because let's say you take iPhone or you take anything, it could be you take a fridge, you take a anything. They comes with a packing. Is anything for us to do with the packing? Anyone? Is packing anyway useful once you take out the product out of it? Nothing, right? So that is trash. So we don't need that particular packing. But for a business, it is not a trash, right? For business, it has incurred some cost. So packing is also a material for the business. Likewise, we also have something called as returnable packing. What is returnable packing? Like pallets, crates, which you have to return back to the business. If you don't return back to the business, then they'll charge even for that packing material. That's called as returnable packing material. Okay. So like this. So how do we know that? So that is again I identified by some codes here. FERT, that's a finished product. ROH, raw material. So HAL be semi-finished goods. ROH, raw material, right? Like VERP, packing material. You could see here on the bottom, VERP, packing material. LEIH, LEIH, packing material, right? Dine, service material. Dine, service material. Hava, trading goods. Hava, trading goods. Like this, just like if our customer master, we have different account groups, right? 001, 2, 3, 4, CPD, CPDA, like this. Material will have material types, and material type controls what should be there in the material, what fields, what tabs, everything. Okay, but create only finished goods. SD is more of related to the finished goods. Okay, later when the scenario comes, we'll create trading goods. Okay, but as of now, use only FERT is finished goods. Okay, so don't create any other material than FERT because it might have some mandatory materials. You don't know, or even I don't know what to maintain in that mandatory fields because that's not related to SD. We don't need it. Okay, so maintain or create a material only with FERT. So once you give all these details, press enter, then system will ask for arg elements, and you could enter the arg elements here. So you could select this and enter the arg element. So we have, these are called as views, and we need to select the views and also select only relevant views. See, there are many views here. Right? System shows many views here, but do we really need them? Do we really need compliance? Do we really need WM execution? We don't need that. We don't have integration with warehouse. We don't have integration with forecasting, right? We don't need this. So select only the views, because if you select any other views, again, as I told you, maybe we don't know what to maintain over there, right? So I'll just show you what views to be selected. Only select those views and don't select any other views. So you don't need basic data 2 as well. Basic data 1, sales arg 1, sales arg 2, sales and sales text, then MRP 1, MRP 2, MRP 3. That's it. We don't need MRP 4. These are where we have the integration points with our other. Only plant data storage one is enough for us. Then accounting one. Yeah, this views is enough for us to discuss about integration between SD and MMPP FI integration. Okay, this views are enough. Don't select anything more than this because they might have in mandatory field, and we don't know what to maintain in those mandatory fields. Okay, so once you select these views, press enter, system will take you to the next screen where you need to mention under which plant you need to create this material, right? Under which plant, under storage location, and under which storage location you want to create it, what is the sales line. So you need to enter all this data, press enter, and system will take you to this blank material master screen, and here where we start entering the data, right? As I told you, material master is of major scope is of MM, and they will do it. in that SD part we will maintain. Okay, but let's discuss all the integration. So let me go to the change mode and open an existing material.
Zero.
MM02. Yeah, MM02. Material, I'll take it as 100, 300. 100 hyphen 300. 100, 300. So for today, these two views will be enough for us to discuss. This itself will take time. I'll select only two views as of now. Okay. So plant 100,000. This is created 1010. This, what is this? Yeah. So first we are in the basic data one screen, and you could see here base unit of measure. It will not be ST. Someone has done it, but it should be always in pieces. Okay, let it be. Okay, so give a meaningful description for this material because 100, 300, what does it mean, right? So mention a meaningful name for it. Then the first field here is base unit of measure. Who will maintain basic data one tab? Basic data one. Which module will maintain this?
SD.
MM. Okay, MM will do that. So whatever the details we hear, MM will do that, but we have some integrations here, I'll tell you. So base unit of measure. So what is base unit of measure? Base unit of measure is, this is the units we manufacture the material and store it. Okay. In these units, we manufacture and store it. You take a car. Car is manufactured in which units? Anyone?
Numbers.
Numbers.
Each car,
Number.
right? Cars will be maintained in each. Okay. So like this, we'll be having many base units, like it could be bottles, it could be liters, it could be each, it could be pieces, it could be anything actually. There are lots of unit of measures. So this material, okay, manufactured in what units? Base unit of measure. And that means in what units we manufacture and store that material. That will be base unit of measure. The next is division. You remember at the time of sales area we discussed division. It belong. It is defined by SD. At the time of enterprise structure, it is defined by SD, but division is maintained at the material master. And division belong to which module?
Logistic.
Okay, right.
And
So
then
we'll come back to that. Division belong to which module? We'll come back to that when we enter into the sales. But yeah, you could see, because as we already discussed, division, that means any material you manufacture, it has to it has to belong to one division, right? At least one division, at least not, it is one division actually. And if you manufacture material, it should belong to a division. So here where you mentioned that this material belong to which division? Okay. Then next, explant material status. Explant material status. X means across. Okay, X means across. For any reason, you want to block this material for sales across all the plants. Then you put the block here and give the valid from. We'll see a couple of more fields like status. And wherever you see a status, on the right side, you will see valid from. This is a calendar. You are just telling system from when you want to block this material. Okay. And why you want to block? You can give a reason here, whether damage or block for promotion or procurement, anything it could, or release status, anything it could be. You could just mention a block, and from when you want to block it, you could just mention them, so that whenever you create a sales order, system will throw this message saying that you're not allowed to create an order for this material and this material has blocked for so and so reason. The next is gross weight and net weight. Gross weight, freight cost of a material will be calculated with gross weight. Okay. How do we charge customer for freight? That is basing on the gross weight. This material group, this general item category group, these all are integrations, right? So this is enough for us in the basic data one. So these are the fields what we have in the basic data one. Let's move on to sales org one. Sales org one. Base unit of measures we have discussed in the basic data one. That is, will manufacture in pieces. But how do you sell? A dealer, can they buy 10 pieces? Anyone? Can a dealer buy 10 pieces?
No.
Or right? No, right? They need to buy in
No.
volumes, right? So we manufacture and store the material in pieces, but we sell the material in cartons. Okay, sales unit. That is what the units we sell this material. We manufacture in pieces. ST is not pieces. PC is pieces actually. Okay, someone has changed it. In the standard system, PC is the pieces. So we manufacture in pieces, but we sell in cartons. But how does you tell the system one carton is equal to how many pieces or how many bottles it's holding? You can click on additional data on the top and you see one carton is equal to 100 pieces. You can mention here. And now when you create an order, you create an order for pieces or cartons,
Cottons.
right? We create order for cartons. Okay. We manufacture it in one unit, but we sell it in a different units. Sales unit not vary. Important field, important interview question. What is sales unit not vary? If you activate the sales unit not vary, there is some issue with the sales order. If not, I would have already created this and show in the system as well. This all functionalities you can try in the system. Maybe I will upload one more video from other batch. You could check this execution. There is some calendar issue in the order, so we are not able to execute the order in this system. Sales unit not vary. Important question. Okay. So what is sales unit not vary? If you activate this, system will not allow the user to change the sales unit in the sales order. If it is cartons here and you put the sales unit not vary, then system will not allow the user to change the cartons to pieces or something else. It has to be only cartons. Okay. So sales unit not vary will restrict the user to change the sales unit in sales order. Division. You see this? Division. Where did we see the division earlier? We have seen the division here in the basic data one, right? In the basic data one, we have seen the division, right? And we are seeing the division now in the sales arc one. Earlier, what is the division is in the basic data one? In the basic data one, the division is 0, 1. You see this? And if in the sales arc one, the division is 0, 1. That means whether it is MM, it is 0, 1. If it is SD, that is 0, 1. It cannot be two things, right? If SD says this is a car, MM also should say it's a car. It cannot be a truck or something else, right? So division is an integration. I'll do one thing. I'll change it here. You see, I'm changing in the sales arc view. Okay, I'm changing this in the sales arc view. Let's again access this material, basic data one. You see, in the basic data one also it has updated to 0, 0. Earlier was 0, 1, right? So these are integration points. Integration points cannot differ. It should be the same across all the modules. It cannot be two different things. If I change it here, this will again update in the SD as well. You see, sales are it's not saved or what? Okay, it has not been updated. Anyway, let's leave it. 0, 0 is here, and when you go to sales org 1, also 0, 0. So these integration points cannot be different. It should be the same. Both wherever it is reflecting, it should be the same. Then next, the same thing I told you, right? If you see a status field here on the right side, you will see calendar, right? Valid from. That's nothing but valid from. Why you need really? Why you really need this field? Why we need this field? Will any business really use this kind of field? You remember Maggi noodles? Anyone? There was issue with Maggi noodles a couple of years back in India,
Yes, sir.
right? And how would be the government decisions? Immediate effect, right? Government of India banned Maggi noodles, right? All of a sudden. So that's how it could be. If government says like block all your materials, then this one functionality is enough to put all this material under this any plant to put a block. Okay. So anywhere, or else, if you remember, there was issue with the polio drops as well, a couple of years back, contaminated polio drops, right? So how do they stop all the batch? This field they can use. Okay, these fields can be used in pharma industry. We'll see one more field later called as what is that? There's one more field actually. I will see.
Batch, I think.
Yeah, with the batch, there is one more field in general plant general data. There is a expiry data. Some field is there. This one, a shelf life with the batch management and the other field what we just discussed. Putting all these three together, we can decide when is the expiry date of that material, and 1 month before or whatever the time you would be having for any like expiry sensitive materials, we could put a block. So that system will not allow to sell that particular batch materials if they are about to reach their expiry date. They will be there. There will be configuration like what is the remaining shelf life, minimum shelf life, all the configuration data will be there. Right. So sales are one. Yeah. Exchange, X distribution channel means across all the distribution channels. D chain means specific distribution channel. If you want a block, you can put a block. Then delivering plant. What is the criteria to determine plant into sales document? Anyone? What is the criteria to determine plant into sales document? This batch, previous batch or other batch, please don't answer. This batch.
Shipping point.
What is that?
Shipping point. Shipping point.
No.
And
Wrong.
root and so where
Wrong.
product is
CMIR, material master and customer master.
CMIR, customer master, and material master. Mark my word, you go 5 interviews, in 3 interviews, you'll face this question. Okay, so that's the reason I'm repeating the same question multiple times. Even at the time of customer master, also, I repeated this question many times. Okay, and I keep telling you from day one, if I say it as an interview question, it has 99% chance to get that in the interview. Just a minute. Today I received one message. I have not gone through, I just checked it. One of the person cleared a couple of interviews. Okay, end of the session, I'll show you. I just received the mail, but I haven't gone through. There is one person who cleared a couple of interviews. He sent me an email. End of the session, I'll show you, or maybe tomorrow I can show you. Okay, so as I told you, if I say a question, there is a 99% chance you will face that in the interviews. So be thorough with that at least. Okay. Later, working in the real time is different. First, let's get a job and get into the industry. Okay. So that is in your hand. Pretty easy to get a job. Okay. So CMIR, customer master, and material master. Then material group. I told you, right, this is an integration. We have material group here. We have material group here in the basic data one. So what is material group? Further, if you want to classify the materials and group it, like pipes, casings, or metal processing here in this case, It could be anything. So if you want to further classify the material for a reporting purpose, you could use this. Okay, so that is material group. The next is cash discount. Where did we discuss cash discount earlier? Anyone?
Terms.
Where did we discuss?
Payment
Billing,
terms.
Terms
payment
of
terms.
payment, right? Like customer
Yes.
master. In the terms of payment, we discussed cash discount. And did I mention what is the condition type for cash discount? SKTO. Maybe I missed it that time, maybe. SKTO is a condition type. What is condition type? We'll learn later. But just keep in mind, for cash discount, condition type is SKTO. Okay. Apple, iPhone 13. Do they need to give offer to sell that material?
No,
Anyone?
sir.
Or Hyundai
No.
launches a new car? No, right? If Hyundai launch a car, there will be 6 months waiting period. Apple, people stand in the queue and they buy the product even it is midnight. They don't need to give an offer, right? So even though customer is eligible for cash discount, but we can control at the material level whether this material will be eligible for cash discount or not. Okay, customer is eligible for cash discount. When iPhone kind of material, people standing in line and buying, do they need to give some 15-20% discount? Not really, right? So you see here the checkbox. You could control whether you want to offer cash discount on that particular material or not. So even though customer might be eligible for cash discount, but at the material level, you can control whether this has to be proposed or not. Then same tax details, whether depending upon the material, some tax has full tax, half tax, no tax, double tax, tobacco, alcohol. These materials will have double tax, right? So what tax this material will be having? The next is minimum order quantity. If you maintain minimum order quantity here, these all fields actually we can check in the system. That means when you create a sales order, we could check it. Even you, I can also check it. As I told you, I'll upload a video from other batch where we already executed this. Here we have issue with the sales order, I'm not able to execute. So these all fields, you could maintain it, save it, go create an order, and you can check the effect. Okay. So minimum order quantity. If I maintain 100, so when I'm creating a sales order, if I enter less than 100, system will throw a warning message. See, it's only a warning message. System tells for this material you take 100. I can ignore and go ahead and I can create order for 50. But system gives a warning. You take this material 100 quantity if I maintain minimum order quantity. The same way, minimum delivery quantity. Minimum delivery quantity. The same way. If you're trying to create anything less than this, as I told you, at minimum order quantity, at the order level, if you're trying to create anything less than this, system only throw a warning message and you can ignore and go ahead. But at the time of delivery, if you try to create anything less than this, we have a control. We can stop the order, stop the delivery. Okay, we can throw an error message. Sorry, we have options here whether to throw a warning message or error message. And at the delivery level, we have more control that we can stop the delivery if we are trying to do delivery anything less than the minimum delivery quantity. At order level, only a warning, but at the delivery level, we have two options, warning and error. Okay. We'll see these controls later where it comes. It comes in the delivery level. So if I put 50 here, system throws an error actually. System throws an error saying that delivery quantity cannot be less than the order quantity. Okay, but I'll just leave it here. Then next, delivery units. Base unit, sales unit, delivery unit. We manufacture and store it in pieces and we sell in cartons. But how about delivery? How do you do the delivery? Will you do the delivery in cartons, individual cartons? Let's say if customer ordered 100 cartons, how do we do that, right? So there should be some delivery units. Maybe you crates, pallets, you shrink wrap 5 cartons each as one unit. So in what units we will deliver the material? Okay. So base unit, sales unit, and delivery unit, right? The next is sales org 2 view. Sales org 2 view, material statistics group. If you remember in the customer master also we have this field that is customer statistics group. Here it is material statistics group. That means whether you want to pass on the data of this material into the reporting tools or not. So if you want to pass on, just pass on so that customer can pull reports. Material pricing group. This field again we'll discuss at the time of a concept called as group condition. In the pricing concept later, we'll see a concept called as group condition, and that time again we'll discuss this field, material pricing group. There's nothing but grouping of materials to propose better discount, right? Account assignment group. If you remember, even in the billing tab of customer master, we have seen this field. Account assignment group. What is this? It is one of the parameter which will help us to determine revenue GL accounts. That means if you want to differentiate the revenues by material type, finished goods, you want to post it in one GL account. Trading goods, you want to post it in one GL account. Service material, the revenue, you want to post it in another. So it's one of the parameter which will help us to differentiate the revenues and post it into different GL accounts. Okay, but what is most important in this screen is I'll tell you some 3 to 4 questions now. Very, very, very important. Maybe you face one question in the interviews. You see this field, item category group. On the left side, you'll see general item category group. From where this general item category group is coming? This general item category group is coming from basic data 1. You see here? If it is in basic data 1, it belongs to which module?
MM.
MM, right? That's clear. So item category group, general item category group. So as I told you, now I'll tell you a couple of questions. Very important. The first question is, what is item category? There is a concept called as item category in the next coming 3 or 4 session. Not 3, 4. Yeah, maybe in the next week we'll discuss what is item category. Okay. So the first question is, what is item category? Okay. So I'll just tell you the answer, but what is item category, its controls, functionalities, everything we'll learn later in the next week. So what is item category? It's one of the item category controls how an item should behave in the sales order. Item category controls how the item should behave in the sales order. That means for that item, whether you should have price or not. For that item, whether you should have packing or not. For that item, whether you should have cost or not. So like this is this item when it comes to the sales document, how it has to behave. That is controlled by item category. Sorry, item category. That is item category. That's the first question. The second question is, but how this item category comes into sales document? How item category determines into sales document? Okay. How item category determines into sales document? So item category determines into sales document with a concept called as item category determination. Okay, it comes through item category determination. And this item, okay, that's the second question. And this item category determination has couple of parameters. Okay, they have couple of parameters. So what are the parameters for item category determination? I'll show in the system itself. You go for VO V4. There are 4 parameters. VO V4. VO V4. Yeah. So what is the parameters for item category determination? That is sales document type, item category group, item usage, higher level item. So how an item category comes into sales document? That is through item category determination concept. And what are the parameters for item category determination? These are the 4 parameters for item category determination. Okay. So these are the 4 parameters for item category determination. Out of that, you see the second parameter, item category group. The fourth question or third question in the interview is, what is item category group? You see here, what is item category group now? Anyone? What is item category group? It is one of the parameter which will help us to determine item category into sales data. It's one of the parameter, right? Out of the 4 parameters, item category group is one parameter. So what is item category group? It's one of the parameter which will help us to determine item category into sales document. The next is, what is the difference or what is like item category group versus general item category group? Okay, item category group versus general item category group. So now what is item category group? Anyone?
Is the one of the parameter to determine the
Item category to sales document.
Sales document.
Right? Item categories are not only for SD module. Item categories are for MM module as well. Okay, it's there for MM module, LE module as well. So item category group will help. It is one of the parameter to determine item categories in sales document, and that means it is in the outbound logistics because SD deals with deliveries. At the same time, general item category group is nothing but it is one of the parameter to determine item categories in the inbound logistics. For MM, it receives material inside the plant, right? So what is general item category group? It is one of the parameter to determine item categories, item categories in the inbound logistics, right? So that's a major difference. So these are 3 questions. What is item category or how item category comes into sales document? What is parameters for item category determination? What is item category group? What is the difference between the general item category group and item category group, right? These 3-4 questions are very important. Right, so this is about sales act 2 view. So we'll stop it here because these are too many fields for a single session. So we'll discuss this tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll finish material master. It will not take much, but whatever the fields we have discussed so far, that itself will take time for you to understand. One concept we'll discuss and we'll leave for today. That is, you see this loading group. What are the parameters for shipping point determination? Anyone? Shipping point determination. What are the parameters?
Shipping condition, loading point, plant.
Right, loading group. Shipping condition, OBL2. Shipping condition, loading group, and plant. So from where system determines a shipping point into sales stock, loading group in the determination from here. Shipping condition will be taken from the shipping tab of customer master, and loading group will be taken from here. Right? Yeah. So this is for today. Any questions? Please go ahead.
So this tax data determination is done by SD or FI?
Both. It's an integration SD, MM, FI. Tax is integration of 3 modules, SD, MM, FI.
Okay. Any country specific standards are available, or we need to determine?
Tax is country specific. If it is India, it is GST. You take Germany or UK, they are VAT. Right?
Okay.
So tax we are not discussing because we cannot handle that, or we cannot incline to one country. So we'll go with the general tax condition, but will not be detailed discussing about the tax.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any other?
When we start, actually, to do this MM01, I am not finding industry sectors actually what mandatorily SAP has given to us.
Mhm. You don't see them? What material type you are selecting?
I selected actually this one trading actually.
Hava? Is it HWA?
Hava
Hava is trading material.
Hava is trading, and sector is also related to that one only. I want to pick, but unfortunately it is not available there.
No, you are saying that one sector is not available or complete field is not available.
Sector
You can
completely
create.
SAP mandatory sectors are not available.
Okay, you can create it, but usually MM do that. Nothing to worry for us for those things. So MM related, there is material master related configuration, like what we see. That is like account group we control, right? Those things will be under SPRO, Logistics General, Material Master, and all the Material Master control will be here. Under this, maybe basic settings, material types. Under material type, different attributes for material types. And you have different material types here. Let's say if I select the FERT, let's go to the FERT. You see all controls here. What item group should be there, or what views should be by default for this kind of material type, number
So
range.
this one I got actually. First it is also not there actually, and I have gone there. One symbol is there na, for settings. I entered that and I have done. But sectors I am not getting actually.
It should be somewhere here maybe, because I'm not even familiar with this because we don't do this activity. Somewhere definitely it will be there. Configuring the material master. If you can go menu by menu, somewhere you'll also see industry sectors. Okay. I'm not familiar with this menu, so I don't know where actually it is. We'll select. You see here industry sectors, different industry sectors and industry. Maybe here you can define the industry. Yeah, here we have pharmaceutical and everything. Okay. But we don't do this in the real time. You can just go through the menu part and be familiar, but we don't do this. You will not have even access to this.
Okay.
Yeah, I just told you, right, Saujanya, the menu path earlier, material type, that's where you could suppress the fields, make it mandatory, and anything you can do it. So we'll call it a day today. Catch up tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll continue with this Metal Master. Most probably we should finish this tomorrow. Right. So focus only on the fields. Don't focus on the SPRO activity of Metal Master. We don't do that, and we don't have access to that. Right. So good everyone, and catch up tomorrow. Bye bye.